Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fastbreak report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So we're not talking about we're not talking about a basketball team today. Today we're talking about the channel because this is officially the second biggest YouTube channel I have ever had. 4 months ago on November 8th, I uploaded a video saying thank you for 1,200 subscribers. Well, almost 4 months later, we're at almost 1,500. And I gotta be honest, man, the growth on the channel has really inspired me, I guess you can say. As somebody who's had a lot of shit go wrong in their lives, it's nice to have something that's finally going right. There's so many things that have happened in the past 4 or 5 years that was unexpected. Like, for example, I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis 3 or 4 years ago now. And it was from a job I was working at. I was getting paid really good money, really great benefits. My 401k was matched at like 3.5%. I walked away from that job with like 11 grand in my retirement account after only 2 years, which got rolled over into an IRA, obviously. But I left that job because it was so stressful. I had a boss who had a historical arts degree, trying to run an IT department. My shift was changing every quarter from first shift, second shift to graveyard shift. The stress was unreal. I wasn't eating properly. There was just it wrecked my health. I don't think people understand the amount of bullshit I went through with my first ever career job, working in a corporate environment and stuff like that. I worked for Resorts World, the resort and casino company. I was working for a place where it seemed like every week it sounded like we were going to lose our fucking jobs. It was just an environment I didn't want to be in anymore. And that's when I started, I was like, yo, I'm going to make a YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about basketball because some of the people that I worked with at the casino were like, dude, you're like, what you're talking about when it comes to sports. You should really be doing this on YouTube. And I didn't listen to it for a year and a half. And then finally I came home one day. I got in trouble for something that was not my fault. It was outside of my union contract to even do it. I was the union delegate of the department, but I did things that I wasn't supposed to do in order to help other people do their jobs because they were fucking incompetent at it. And I came back and there was an issue. It was a miscommunication. I'm just going to call it what it was. It was a miscommunication. I had got back from what I was supposed to be doing, sat down at my desk and was about to send an email to the guy that sent me, and the guy that sent me came out of his office and saw me sitting in my cubicle and assumed that I didn't notify him that basically a count machine was down, right? And I was trying to explain to him that I was sitting down to send him an email of what I figured out, like a summary, and he lost his fucking mind. He ripped me up. And finally I'd had enough. I was like, you know what? I'm not even supposed to be doing this shit. I'm doing this shit because you simply don't fucking know how to, nor care to learn, and you're yelling at me for working on something that I'm not even supposed to be working on. So that night when I came home, or that morning when I came home from working on night shift, I had decided I had had enough. I was like, I'm creating a YouTube channel. I'm going to talk basketball, and we'll see where it takes me. Well, fast forward 3 years later, and now we have 1,400 subscribers, almost 1,500. We're at 1,436 and climbing, and we're almost at 1,500. If you would have told me 3 years ago that this would be going as well as it is, I would have said you were out of your fucking mind. And honestly, man, for a year and a half, 2 years, I didn't think I was going to do anything major with this. And then the Malika Andrews videos hit, I think a year and a half ago. Both videos, I think, got over 30,000 views. I made 2 of them. And that's when the channel started picking up a little traction. Now, because I've been uploading the Pacers videos, my Pacers videos end up in everybody's recommended box, it seems. And I love talking about the Pacers. I love talking about basketball. I don't always get it right. Not everybody does. But this past month made me realize that, like, doing this as a job is actually a possibility for me. That's what I got out of this past month. You know, a couple months ago, I was lucky to get 1,000 views on a video. Now, it's like every video I fucking upload gets close to 1,000 views. This one's not going to because it's not sports related, but it made me a believer in what I'm doing. You know, that's what I think is the most important part of it. You know, in my life, you know, my life isn't the greatest. You know, I'm 29. People seem to think I'm like fucking 16. But, you know, I live in the second poorest county in all of New York State. Okay, the housing market's through the fucking roof. Granted, I live on kind of what is like a compound with my family. We own 16.4 acres, and, you know, we all have a house on the 16.4 acres. So that's why I don't leave, is because, you know, my uncle's 73 going on 74. He needs my help more than anybody. My mom and my mom's boyfriend don't even need my fucking help, really. I mean, granted, they do with certain shit, but my uncle needs somebody around to help him do things around the property we own. So that's one of the main reasons I haven't left yet. Even though at my 9-to-5 job, I make about $54,000 a year. So, like, if I wanted to leave, I definitely could. It just, there's certain things I'm like, I refuse to pay $1,600 a month in rent. I refuse to do that. You know, if I'm going to pay towards something, I want to own it. And, you know, for a long time, I've been thinking, like, I just want financial freedom, right? Like, that was the one thing. It's like, I want financial freedom. I don't want to have to listen to anybody. I don't want to have to, you know, get up at fucking 6:30 every morning to get to my job by 7. You know, like, granted, the job I have now is very tolerable. In fact, it's one of the easiest jobs I've ever worked. But still, you know, like, I would love to wake up on a Monday morning and say, hey, I feel like going to Cabo for a week, okay? And then I can fucking go and still work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I were to go on vacation, YouTube is at the very least a job that provides you to work from fucking anywhere. And, you know, there's a lot of things in my life that I haven't done that I want to do. And I feel like, you know, the only way I'm going to feel comfortable doing some of those things is if YouTube becomes what I expect it to become. And I don't want people to think it's all about the money, because it's really not. I would do this even if I wasn't getting paid for it. I did it for 2.5 years not getting paid for it. I enjoy the discourse that we all have. You know, like, one of the things that I love the most about YouTube is, like, I kind of have a little bit of a community now. You know, like, we have a Discord server where, like, we talk about the Pacers all the time in there. Like, if you're a Pacers fan and you're not in my Discord, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, because it's pretty much all we talk about for the most part. You know, it's fun, man. Like, I'm at a point now with some of you guys where I don't look at you as subscribers. I look at some of you as, like, friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always talking about the Pacers. We're always talking about, you know, potential trades and stuff like that. It's a good time. You know, honestly, the Discord server has made watching games a whole lot more fun. It's fun to talk with people and go back and forth and, you know, get everybody's perspective on a game or something like that. It's a lot of fun. And I know I don't thank you guys a lot on this channel. I specifically try to run a channel where I don't beg people for likes. I don't beg people to subscribe, because I think that shit's kind of tacky. Okay, like, I the way I see it is, if people like your videos, okay, they're gonna like them. I don't think you need to fucking tell anybody to like your video. You know, I know for me personally, when I'm on YouTube, I don't need to be reminded to like a video. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the first things I do if it's somebody I watch religiously, I just like the video before I even watch it. I just like it and then watch the video. And I feel like a lot of people are like that. I know for a fact that if I do it, other people do it, right? And, you know, I didn't want people to think like I'm only here for the likes and the views and the clicks and stuff like that. Even though, like, that's part of it, but, you know, I didn't want people to think that, like, I'm only here for a popularity contest. You know, I didn't want people to think that, because I think begging people for likes and subscribers and stuff like that just creates people who simply will, like, I think it's some, like, when you tell people, if you, like, the way I see it is, if you have to tell people to like a video or tell them to subscribe, then they really don't like your channel. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at. That's why I don't do it. Because I'm just like, yo, if people like my videos, if people like my channel, if they like me, they're gonna do it anyway. You know, if they're gonna subscribe anyway, they're gonna like the video anyway. So why the fuck am I bothered to ask? You know? So, and I know that there's gonna be people out there who say like, oh, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. I've taken critiques from everybody on the YouTube channel, on my life, on other things, right? And honestly, if I had listened to any of the things that other people tell me to do, specifically with the YouTube channel and other stuff like that, it wouldn't be as successful as it has been, okay? Like, and it feels weird saying that, but like, you know, it's just the way that I'm doing things is working. And if it's working, I'm not gonna try and fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get on my ass about cursing all the time. Okay, people get on my ass about everything. They get like pronouncing someone's name like Mikel Bridges. Oh God, you know, God forbid his parents would have named them fucking Michael. But like Mikel Bridges and Shaden Sharp and stuff like that. Like, people get on my ass about name pronunciation, and some people get on my ass about cursing. But the fact of the matter is, with the cursing, for every person that I've had tell me that they would watch me more if I didn't curse, I get another person who's like, I watch your channel specifically for the cursing. So, you know, and that's why I do it. Like, a lot of people don't understand the whole reason that I curse in my videos is because I know people want authentic content. You know what I'm saying? I know people want that. People want an honest opinion that isn't fabricated in any way or putting on a front to make people like you. People love that. You know, people love authenticity, and that's what I try to bring to this channel. You know, that's why I don't do the whole uploading fucking clips of people playing and doing all this other shit and mass producing a fucking video, because the fact of the matter is, okay, some of the biggest people in the sports world are people who don't do that. You know, like, granted, EDP is not exactly the greatest example in the world of an upstanding human being, but EDP got big on YouTube for his wild-ass takes, cursing all the time, and just being blatant, like, just being absolutely blunt with people, right? Or just, you know, just coming out with an absolutely wild take that he was like, you know, like, fuck the Eagles and all this other shit, and then he would like people, I don't know why, but people are drawn to that. People are drawn to people cursing, to people being authentic. Same thing with the Pat McAfee show. If you guys want to know where my inspiration came from for this channel, it was the Pat McAfee show. Because I was like, bro, if Pat McAfee can do it cursing, I can fucking do it cursing. And I know there's people out there that don't like that. Granted, there are videos where I curse too much. I will admit that. But it's just the idea, I feel like that adds a uniqueness to my channel, and it puts me in a lane separate from everybody else, right? Like, there's a lot of people on YouTube who are afraid of cursing because they will get demonetized. I am not one of those people. Like, that's the one thing that, like, people don't understand about my channel. It's like, yeah, if you want censored content and you want, you know, analytics and get in film and all this other stuff, there are channels out there for that. But my channel, and like, some of the most successful channels on YouTube are guys who simply don't upload game clips. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kenny For Real, okay, Kenny Beecham, Pat McAfee, who else? EDP. Like, a lot of the guys who became really big in this didn't do it uploading clips and heavily edited shit and stuff like that. And there's people who just enjoy the idea that I don't do that. Because I'm going to be honest, I feel like when you do that, when you start including clips of gameplay and heavily editing shit, you're probably putting more time into the video than it's actually worth. And on top of it, right, there's so many channels out there that do that already, right? Like a Funky Diabetic, right? He's a guy whose channel I watch a lot, and all he does is put pictures up and talk over it. Same with Born Ready Jones. Born Ready Jones does the same thing. So I just think to myself, if they can do it and they're successful, why do I need to go the extra mile and, instead of taking 10 minutes to make a video, spend 4 or 5 fucking hours making a video and waiting 2 hours for it to upload just for it to simply not be that great or perform arguably worse than what I'm currently doing now. So that's the reason behind that. That's why I do that. And what's crazy is my channel is age restricted. A lot of people I don't think know that, but my channel is age restricted for a reason. Like I try to keep little kids out of my comment section. I like if I have discourse with somebody over sports, I want to do it with an adult. Right? So that's why all my videos are age restricted, because I curse a lot. And plus, like, I try to veer away from the opinions of children. Let's put it that way. Even though there are grown men who act like children. But it's just the idea, man, like this thing is finally taking off, it seems. And obviously my channel is not as big as, some of the biggest channels on YouTube. And honestly, 1,000 views a video, 4,000 views on a video, 30,000 views on a video is not a lot. But to me, it's a lot. I think at my job, there's an auditorium that fits 650 people in it. And when I walk in there, right, I think to myself, I can fill this auditorium twice with the amount of people that I reach making YouTube videos and talking about the Pacers and talking about the NBA and moves and players and potential trades and stuff like that. Like that blows my mind more than anything, because every time I walk into my job, right, and I go into the auditorium for something, like to fix something or whatever, when I stand on that stage, I think to myself, like, wow, like my YouTube channel, like this is how many fucking people that I've reached already, plus some, you know what I'm saying? Like 500-600 people. When I upload a video, it gets 4,000. I'm like, like that's Bethel Woods level fucking territory at this point. In case you guys don't know, Bethel Woods, I live like 15 minutes from the original site of Woodstock. And all of their shows are like 1,000, 2,000 people. And when I get videos that are like 1,000, 2,000, I'm like, that's fucking wild. That's like a concert venue, So all I'm saying is thank you for sticking with me, for believing in me. Because honestly, some of you guys, I think, believe in me more than I believe in myself on some days. I don't like uploading videos that don't do well. I don't like... I try my hardest, you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, videos usually only take me 1 or 2 takes to do, but I really try at this, and I try to target like a specific audience with a video or something like that. And just the idea that things are going so well for me just gives me hope, because what it gives me hope for is one day I can quit my job and do this as a job and travel the world and talk about sports and not have to worry about who the fuck needs a toner cartridge when I get back to work next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want. Financial freedom. I want to be able to do what I want, and, talk sports in the process. As a kid, a lot of people don't know this, but as a kid, I always wanted to work for ESPN, and I never really pursued it. I just ended up being really fucking good at fixing computers. And, all these years later, I never pursued sportscasting as a career in college and stuff like that. But now it's like I kind of do it, like it's like my second job essentially, because I make money doing this now. So anyway, I want to thank you guys. You guys are the reason I do this. It keeps, like, you guys are the reason I keep coming back to this, and just continuing to try to give my all at this. But the idea that we're almost at 1,500 subscribers, 4 months later after hitting 1,200, is absolutely mind-blowing to me, because it took me almost 3 years to get 1,000 subscribers, 2.5 years, and now we're almost at 2,000 in 1 year and growing every day. Right now I'm gaining, I think, about 30 something subscribers a month, or if we do it on a bi-month basis, since the 1,200 subscriber video, I'm gaining about 75 subscribers a month. Which is awesome. I think I'm officially in the growing period on YouTube, where I thought I'd never get there. Like, I've never had this much consistent traffic on a video on any of my channels in the past. So I want to thank you guys. I want to let you guys know that I appreciate you. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed, but hopefully we keep going. And if you haven't joined the Discord, it's down below. So it's, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and once again, thank you, because I was really, really getting besides myself about 1.5 years ago about continuing to do this, and you guys have made it worthwhile. So, thank you. I'll see you guys later. Peace.